पहले सभापति महोदय को प्रणाम करता हूं और साथ ही साथ मैं राज्यसभा में नया आया हूं और मेरा पहला दिन है और जो हाउस में है आप सभी को मैं अभिवादन करता हूं, प्रणाम करता हूं।
Honorable member, like you,
मैं जानता हूं।
no, like you, it is also my first day.
Okay.
And we both must set very high standards. So we will avail the opportunity on some other occasion. Right now, confining only to the text.
Okay.
Thank you.
स्पेशल मेंशन में मैं त्रिपुरा के संबंध में उठाना चाहता हूं।
You'll have to read out the text.
राष्ट्रीय धरोहर के रूप में त्रिपुरा में विश्व प्रसिद्ध मां त्रिपुरा सुंदरी मंदिर के अलावा उनकोटी, पिलाक, भुवनेश्वर मंदिर और बक्सनगर तरीके अद्वितीय सांस्कृतिक विरासत के पुरातात्विक स्थल है, जो कि राज्य के पर्यटन को चार चांद लगा सकता है। इनकी देखरेख का जिम्मा भारतीय पुरातत्व सर्वेक्षण के पास है। संस्था अपना काम बखूबी कर रही है, मगर राज्य में इसका सर्किल कार्यालय ना होने के वजह से कई बार कम्युनिकेशन गैप की स्थिति उत्पन्न होती है। अगरतला में एएसआई का सर्किल ऑफिस होने से इन स्थलों के विकास और प्रचार प्रसार में राज्य के साथ सहयोग बढ़ाने में मदद मिलेगी। इसके अलावा राज्य में स्थित पुरातात्विक महत्व के अन्य स्थानों के अन्वेषण और सांस्कृतिक रूप से महत्वपूर्ण अन्य पौराणिक स्थलों के खोजने की और विकसित करने का भी सहायता मिलेगी। आज प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में समूचे नॉर्थ ईस्ट का विकास हो रही है। इनके मार्गदर्शन में त्रिपुरा सरकार भी प्राथमिकता के पर राज्य के सांस्कृतिक और पुरातात्विक स्थलों का आरक्षण, संरक्षण, उन्हें संवारने का कार्य कर रही है। पुरातात्विक महत्व के स्थलों को संरक्षण एवं सांस्कृतिक विकास के त्रिपुरा में पर्यटन क्षेत्र का विकास होना होगा। श्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में डबल इंजन की सरकार त्रिपुरा के पर्यटन के विशेष मानचित्र पर स्थापित करने के लिए प्रयासरत है। इसलिए राज्य में एएसआई की सर्किल कार्यालय की स्थापना से प्रदेश के पुरातात्विक महत्व और स्थानों को संपूर्ण विकास और उनके संरक्षण में महत्वपूर्ण योगदान मिलेगा, जो कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट क्षेत्र के भारत के अष्टलक्ष्मी के रूप में स्थापित करने के मददगार साबित होगा। सरकार से अनुरोध है कि त्रिपुरा में भारतीय पुरातत्व सर्वेक्षण की सर्किल कार्यालय बनाने का कृपा करें। धन्यवाद।
श्री सुजीत कुमार, श्री संतोष कुमार।
और अंधविश्वासों के विरोध प्रतिबंधित करने के लिए राष्ट्रीय कानून। भारतीय संविधान की अनुच्छेद 51A वैज्ञानिक समभाव के विकास को हर नागरिक का एक मौलिक कर्तव्य बनाता है। इसके बाद भी देश की सभी हिस्सों से काले जादू और जादू टोने की खबरें बड़ी संख्या में आती है। ऐसी कुप्रथाओं के कारण अनेक नागरिकों की मृत्यु तक होती है। ये कुप्रथाएं संविधान के अनुच्छेद 21 द्वारा प्रदत्त जीवन के अधिकार का स्पष्ट उल्लंघन करती है। साल 2021 की राष्ट्रीय अपराध रिकॉर्ड ब्यूरो की रिपोर्ट के अनुसार मानव बलि के कारण 6 जानें गई, जबकि जादू टोने 68 हत्याओं का कारण बना। साल 2020 में जादू टोने के कारण 88 मौतें हुई और 11 हत्याएं मानव बलि के रूप में हुई। वर्तमान भारतीय दंड सहित काले जादू और अन्य अंधविश्वासी प्रथाओं के कारण के लिए अपराधों को रोकने के लिए सक्षम नहीं है। हत्या की सजा देने वाली आईपीसी की द्वारा 308 भी मानव बलि का संचालन का हत्या होने के बाद ही लेती है। भारत के कुछ राज्यों जैसे महाराष्ट्र, कर्नाटक, छत्तीसगढ़ आदि आदि ने इन कुप्रथाओं के निपटने के लिए पहले है कानून बनाया लिया है, परंतु अभी भी ऐसा कोई केंद्रीय कानून नहीं है जो विषय रूप से जादू टोना, अंधविश्वासों या तंत्र मंत्र के संबंधित गतिविधियों को कारण किए गए अपराधों से निपटना हो। राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर कानून के अभाव में काले जादू की परिभाषा भी निर्धारित नहीं है। इन सभी कारणों पर विचार कर केंद्र सरकार को राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर एक व्यापक अंधविश्वास विरोधी कानून बनाने की पहल करनी चाहिए, जो सभी राज्यों और केंद्र शासित प्रदेशों पर लागू हो।
श्री प्रोफेसर मनोज कुमार झा।
Honorable Chairman, sir, with your kind permission and with the subject line, India's obligations and commitments under human rights conventions. So, every year, the Parliament passes domestic legislation that is consistent with India's obligations under various international covenants. However, India is also a signatory to various other human and socio-economic rights conventions that remain unfulfilled. The International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights, ICESCR, requires that India to enact legislation to ensure civil and political rights for all citizens without distinction of any kind. The convention also talks about discrimination in the private sphere, such as landlords refusing homes to a certain section of individuals. However, no such legislation has been designed in India. The Committee on Elimination of Racial Discrimination in 2007 urged India to take more effective measures to tackle segregation and denial of equal access to health care and education to Dalits and Adivasis, which persist despite the Atrocities Act. Similarly, India is also a signatory to International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, which prohibits advocacy of national, racial or religious hatred that constitutes incitement to discrimination, hostility or violence. Despite that, there is no separate legislation or strong laws on mob lynching. Further, under the Genocide Convention, India is obliged to prevent crimes against humanity through international cooperation. However, Rohingyas were expelled from the Indian territory and sent to a place where their lives and freedoms would be threatened. In light of this, I urge the government to honor India's international obligations and bring in necessary legislation and amendments. Thank you, sir. Jai Hind.
Shri Binoy Vishwam.
Sir, thank you. So my mention is regarding the fraud in union government's welfare schemes. Rampant frauds and leaks in several welfare schemes funded by the union government have meant that the intended beneficiaries bear the brunt and are adversely affected. According to the statement made by the Minister of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare, over 150 crores of frauds have occurred under the PM Kisan scheme due to ineligible beneficiaries drawing benefits. Several FIRs have already been filed in this regard across the country. Similarly, the Pradhan Mantri Bima Fasal Yojana, a scheme to provide insurance protection to farmers who face crop loss, have given abysmally low sums. Farmers have had to face harrowing distress due to such low payouts. Their distress is further compounded by the frauds done by private insurance companies who have pocketed a large part of the money spent by the central government and state governments. Another project of the union government that was portrayed as one of the flagship schemes was the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, which aimed to aid economically weaker sections of the society in building homes by providing subsidies, home loans, etc. This scheme has also fallen prey to fraud, with the CBI having uncovered thousands of crores of scams where loans have been granted under fictitious and fake names. Considering this magnitude of scams in question, the government can no longer afford to remain silent. There is an urgent need for the government to immediately conduct an independent audit by the CAG into the working of the schemes, prosecute the culprits, and restructure the schemes to check such frauds. Thank you.
Shri GVL Narasimha Rao. Shri Ilnam Ram Karim. Shri Sushil Kumar Modi. Shri M. Sanmugam. Dr. John Bitas. Shri P. Wilson.
Chairman, sir, I wish to raise a matter of urgent public importance relating to the revising of the income ceiling limit for OBCs. Chairman, sir, the expert committee headed by R.N. Prasad on 10/3/1993 identified creamy layer for exclusion of socially advanced persons, and the committee submitted a report categorizing the list of creamy layer persons for exclusions from OBC reservations, which was accepted by the DOPT on 8 September 1993 and adopted for implementation of the scheme of reservation for OBC in central services as well as state services. And regarding the exclusion of creamy layer, the income limit threshold was initially fixed at ₹1 lakh in 1993, and the same was increased and last revised from ₹6 lakhs to 8 lakhs in September 2017 by DOPT. The said income ceiling has not been revisited for more than 5 years and does not take into account the inflation and changes in monetary value and time, leading to OBC persons from achieving equality, thereby hampering the goal to social justice. The 3-year period for revision of the ceiling of ₹8 lakhs for OBCs has already ended on 1/9/2020, and therefore it is a dire need of the hour to revise the income ceiling to ₹15 lakhs as per the recommendation of NCBC in 2015, with explicit mention that income from salaries, agriculture, and traditional artisanal professions are excluded from the income test. This will enable the OBC students to apply for admissions in higher educational institutions as well for the government employment from the academic year 2023 onwards. Alongside, the factors determining creamy layer should also be amended to include more than just the economic factors alone. I therefore urge upon the government to take necessary steps for revising the income ceiling limit for the OBC. Much obliged.
Honorable members, if the House permits, the sitting be continued till the completion of his special mentions. Shri Abdul Wahab.
Sir, my special mention is on minimum pension for ex-service men who fought for Bangladesh Liberation War in 1971. In 1971, India and its army played a significant role in the liberation of Bangladesh. However, after the war, many of the soldiers who bravely fought the Pakistan army were forced to retire, citing various reasons. For a long time, these ex-servicemen were demanding for minimum pension and include them in ECHS scheme. On February 22, 2019, our Honorable Prime Minister, though agreed to their request to be accepted for medical expenditures under the ECHS, but the demand for consideration of minimum pension for ORS personnel, other rank service, were not taken into account. I urge the government, particularly the Office of Prime Minister, to consider the demand of all who took part in Bangladesh Liberation War, particularly the other rank service personnel with a service of 7 years, be considered for minimum pension scheme and full coverage under the ECHS medical plan. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Shri K.R.N. Rajesh Kumar.
The Honorable and respected Chairman, sir. First, I thank you, sir, to allow permitted the special mention after 6 p.m. And I am also convey my wishes to you. This day is in your life is a historical day. First session of this day of in Rajya Sabha. Yeah, my special mention in the Smart Education and the Telemedicine program at Kolli Hills for the tribal population under the Article 270/1, Namakkal district in Tamil Nadu. The Kolli Hills in Namakkal district, Tamil Nadu is full of tribal population. Approximately 35,000 people living in 14 hamlets, villages at an altitude of 4,500 feet, spread across approximately 280 kilometers. These people does not have access to proper internet connectivity and network coverage, which in turn affect their daily life. People from this village are climbing up and down daily for their medical, commercial and another needs, assessing employment and job portal, receiving the email communications, internet banking facilities, online education are a nightmare for them. Under Article 275(1) of Tribal Development Grants, to develop their livelihoods and to bridge the gap between scheduled tribe population and others, to accelerate development of STs by ensuring education and health needs. The Chief Secretary of Tamil Nadu sent a proposal to develop the infrastructure to attain the below goals, giving a high-speed internet connectivity through long-distance wireless points, and monitoring the tribal student through online interaction from different parts of the world by experts to bring them at par with urban students, connecting primary health center to give telemedicine facilities with the help of the community assistants, the addressing the many nutrition and another basic health issues for tribal student and the community. The total estimate for the 122 hamlet village places, approximately 5 crores and 0.69 lakhs. I humbly request the Honorable Minister of Tribal to via the Honorable Chairman in this special mention under the 180A to approve the allocate funds for this project for the betterment of the ST people at Kolli Hills, Namakkal district, Tamil Nadu under the Article 275(1) of Tribal Development Grants. Thank you, sir.
Shri Mujibullah Khan. Shri A.A. Rahim.
This opportunity. The HLL Life Care Limited is a Government of India owned public sector undertaking in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. It produces various healthcare products and its brand have large market share in the country and abroad as well. Hindustan Latex Limited has its head office in Thiruvananthapuram and factories in 7 locations across India. 4 of the factories were built in Kerala, such as Perurkada, Akkulam, Kakkanad and Airapuram. The rest 3 factories are in Belgaum, Manesar and Indore. HLL currently has 220 pathology labs, 47 imaging centers and 6 labs under the brand name Hind Labs. It runs a total of 253 pharmacies across our country. HLL runs a subsidiary with the name of HLL Infratech Service Limited. In 2020-21, the company reported a turnover of rupees 5,081 crore. It is employing thousands of persons across states. The HLL also played a key role in providing assistance during the COVID pandemic. This was particularly possible as it is a public sector unit and is not operating merely to make a profit but to serve a public purpose. Hence, Hindustan Latex Limited must not be disinvested and privatized. HLL factory in Kerala is situated on land given by the state government in view of advancing the private sector. Given that circumstances, Kerala has the right to retain HLL as state public sector unit that's free from the center's hold. The land and assets owned by HLL should therefore be returned to Kerala, or alternatively, the state should be allowed participation in this auction. Thank you, sir.
Dr. Amar Patnaik.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. So I rise to make this statement relating to demand for revising the sharing pattern of centrally sponsored schemes for Orissa. So inter- and intra-state regional imbalances stem from an asymmetric growth exacerbated by historical socio-economic backwardness of vulnerable groups, calling for the focused attention of the government. The aspirational districts of program is a step in that direction, with Orissa having 10 out of those 112 districts. However, without any budgetary allocation and delinking 8 centrally sponsored schemes will have a steep increase in the state's share, an immense financial burden has been imposed on the Orissa's exchequer. Further, the unique geoclimatic conditions of Orissa make it vulnerable to multiple natural disasters. The total financial losses incurred by Orissa due to natural calamities from 1994 to 2019-20 amount to 85,313 crore. As per the Revenue and Disaster Management Ministry of Odisha, the state incurred a loss of over 1471 crores to cyclones in 2020-21 alone, impacting over 60 lakh lives, and this is exclusive of the losses of capital assets. Honorable Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik, representing 4.5 crore people of Orissa for the last 22 years, has been demanding natural calamity to be included as a criterion for special category status, or have the status of special focus states with benefits at par with northeastern and Himalayan states. Thus, sir, through you, I urge the central government to rework the sharing patterns of centrally sponsored schemes in line with the geoclimatic, economic, and sociological necessity of states like Orissa. A special allocation should accompany this on developing disaster-resilient power infrastructure with underground cabling connections and a coastal embankment for guarding against ocean water surges. Thank you, sir.
Shri Sanjeev Arora, Dr. V. Shivdasan.
Here, my special mention on Kannur railway station. Kannur railway station, situated at the heart of the city, is an important gateway to the historic land of Kannur. Kannur has one of the largest network of cooperatives in India, and the district has an educated and skilled population. Kannur is unique in having largest network of public libraries in India. The land has immense tourism potential, as the less explored areas of the district is attractive to those who pursue experience tourism. The railway station at Kannur becomes an important connecting point in ensuring outward and inward mobility, and hence there is a need to develop it to international standards. The government should pay a special attention to the railway station by improving the facilities which are quite minimal now. A railway station of international standards will be a great boost to the economical potential of the land of looms and loads. The development of Kannur railway station will also enhance the potential of the Kannur airport. A synergy of all these avenues of mobility will help in the all-round development of Kannur. The immediate action by the railways in this regard is essential for the land to achieve its true potential. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Dr. Fozia Khan.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. Mike, thank you. A study conducted by Toxics Link, a Delhi-based NGO in November, concluded that 2 of the most popular sanitary pads of the country contain 6 kinds of phthalates. Phthalates are most popularly employed as plasticizers in several products, referring to chemicals that ensure a product is soft, flexible, and has reduced friction on the surface. Their usage has dominated the production of plastic products for a long time now, sir. Their presence in sanitary pads can induce endometriosis, complications in pregnancy, underdevelopment of the fetus, hypertension, etc. The presence of VOCs used to add fragrance has further alarmed the situation, as they can potentially have harmful effects on human health. These chemicals are easily procured by the manufacturers due to a loophole in the Bureau of Indian Standards 1980 prescribed test. This test is to evaluate the absorbent filters and pad texture, but remains silent on the toxicity of ingredients so utilized, sir. The optional nature of the test, which determines the toxicity of the ingredients, is also witnessed in the US Food and Drugs regulations and in countries like France, Australia, and China. Hence, a structured approach accompanied by a study or a test of the sanitary pads available in the market should be our top priority. The consumers should be made aware of the presence of such chemicals by labeling these products. It is high time that the government commences to improve and strengthens the standards prescribed, suiting the modern-day scientific advancements, which would ultimately protect the women and the mothers of our country, sir. Thank you.
Shri Ajay Pratap Singh. Dr. John Bittas.
Sir, Honorable Chairman, thank you very much. And please don't take objection to what I'm going to say now, because this is with regard to the role of governors and center-state relations. Dr. Ambedkar, during Constituent Assembly debates, referred to the governor's position as ornamental and said that he has no functions which he can discharge by himself. Article does not confer power to overrule the ministry on any particular matter. According to the principles of the new constitution, he is required to follow the advice of his ministry in all matters. I am quoting Dr. Ambedkar, unquote. Sir, 73 years later, the status quo is anything but what has been envisaged by the framers of the constitution. Sitting on a bill passed by the assembly, instead of ascending or returning it for reconsideration as soon as possible, as per Article 200, misquoting the limited discretionary power of governors under Article 163, etc., are common occurrences these days. Sarkare Commission, MM Punji Commission, National Commission to review the working of the Constitution, as well as the Supreme Court, have all stressed over the years the importance of governor as an autonomous and impartial agent who would serve as a bridge between the state and the center. Various commissions also recommended for introducing the procedure of consultation with the state chief minister in the selection of governors and time limit for taking decisions by governors on granting assent or reserving a bill for consideration of the president or returning a bill for reconsideration. But none of these recommendations have been accepted by the government in letter and spirit so far. I urge upon the government to take urgent steps to implement the recommendations of the said commissions vis-à-vis the governors for upholding the principles of the Constitution and ensuring harmonious relations between center and state, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
I think everyone has had it. Honorable members, the House stands adjourned to meet at 1100 hours on Thursday, the 8th December 2022.